Sully is the newest movie from everyone's favorite ancient badass director, starring America's sweetheart and about a true hero. Sully! Sully! Huh? Sully! Christ. Solenberger! And if you're keeping track of my channel, that's the second time I've pretty much made the exact same joke. But I digress. Sully tells the true life story about Captain Sully and how he safely landed a commercial airliner in the Hudson River after his plane hit a flock of geese. Rest in many pieces to those geese who lost their lives that day and destroyed both engines. The movie goes beyond that surface level story though. It is mostly about the investigation he and his co-pilot faced after the miracle. Did they make the right call by landing in the river? Or could they have made it back to the airport, saving money for everyone and not putting everyone's life in danger? I was in the 7th grade when this happened IRL. I remember I was going into my band class, and my teacher was texting her son. And to us, she goes, "Oh wow, I'm texting my son who's going to school in New York right now, and he says a plane just landed in the river." But I don't really remember ever following up with it too much because I was in 7th grade, so I was like, whatever. I just knew that Sully landed the plane and saved everyone's life, so he was seen as a hero. I didn't know about the scrutiny that he was put under. So that whole part of the movie was very interesting to me. I like seeing this side of the story where some people didn't really see him as a hero. Skylar and Kurt's homophobic dad did a pretty good job of playing these attorneys that were trying to prove Sully's actions as wrong. I mean, the performances were nothing special, but they definitely got the job done. And that's how I felt everybody kind of was in this movie, though. Aaron Eckhart, who plays Jeff, the co-pilot, was serviceable. I mean, he played a very nice, good guy friend of Sully. And Sully's wife, played by Laura Linney, did a good job of playing a wife in distress who's always on the phone. I mean, that's kind of all she did. And I kind of sort of hate Laura Linney because I absolutely despise her in Truman Show. But that's besides the point. So yeah, the supporting cast did their job well in being a supporting cast. But you know my boy T. Hanks, he'll never let you down. We saw in Sully's character that he was distressed for a while after the accident. He sees visions of if he followed the protocol, his plane would have crashed into the city. So he really questions himself on whether or not he made the right decision, because if not, his reputation and his job would have been terminated. And of course, Hanks did a great job of playing this part. We felt for him as a character. We understood where his worry and his distress was coming from. And Hanks and Sully are two very charming people, so of course we are able to really like this character as a person. I mean, there's a scene where the plane is being flooded and Sully is climbing through the plane, being super chill, handing people coats, because it's January out, and being all like, "Hey, it might be a tad nippy out there, so here, wear this." What a real homie. Tom Hanks probably won't get nominated for his performance or anything, but it was really well done. One of the few things that really bothered me about this movie was how it was told. It was sort of told by jumping back and forth between when he was being investigated and when he landed the plane. But a movie like Deadpool, where it had two stories going at once, his origin and his start for the hunt for Francis, it had a straight line through those stories. It just went, continued on. Where this movie told the story of the plane landing multiple times as it jumped back, just at different perspectives of the event. And so we saw that plane landing a few times, and it sort of got repetitive. There was tension the first time we experienced it, but the next time it wasn't, quite as tense, since we knew where it was going exactly. So because of that, and despite having a very short runtime, some points of the movie felt like it was dragging a little bit. Nothing too drastic, though. It still felt really short. But that slight repetitiveness of the movie was really my only gripe. But was it entertaining? Yeah, I would say the movie is pretty entertaining. Like I said, it's a very interesting story. I really like seeing this pretty remarkable story told to us on the big screen. It is a story that's going to be told in our history, and so I'm glad to see it handled so well. Clint Eastwood is a pretty great director. Tom Hanks is a pretty great actor. So there's not much to go wrong with here. So it's a pretty solid time at the movies.